What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today I'm going to be discussing from 2014 the final chapter in the Expendables saga, The Expendables 3, starring Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, Terry Crews, Wesley Snipes, Kelsey Grammer, Antonio Banderas, Kellen Lutz, Ronda Rousey, Mel Gibson, Harrison Ford, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again today as we round out the Expendables trilogy. The last couple days have been nothing but action-packed, all-star cast, testosterone-fueled adventures, and today's is bigger and better, just like I was saying about the sequel. You know, we added Kelsey Grammer, Wesley Snipes, Mel Gibson, Ronda Rousey, all to the cast this time, as well as a few others. And it definitely helped boost up some of the profiles, if you will, of some of the actors in the film. Let's get right down to it, shall we? Our film begins with an extraction mission. Barney Ross, Lee Christmas, Gunnar Jensen, Toll Road are all looking to extract former member of the Expendables, Dr. Death, who's a knife specialist. And they're trying to get him during a transfer from a military prison. They recover Dr. Death from a train and they recruit him to assist in intercepting a shipment of bombs that are meant to be delivered to a warlord in Somalia. When they arrive, they're reunited with team member Hale Caesar, who directs them to the drop point. When they get to the drop point, Barney is surprised when he discovers that the arms dealer is Conrad Stonebanks, a former founder of the Expendables, who went rogue and was presumed dead. A huge firefight ensues, and Barney and crew kill everybody except Stonebanks. Stonebanks shoots Caesar, and the team is forced to retreat when Stonebanks drops a glide bomb on the team from his helicopter, and Hale Caesar is severely injured in the process. Back home in the U.S., CIA operative Max Drummer gives Barney a mission to capture Stonebanks and bring him to the International Criminal Court in order to be tried for war crimes. We're no longer dealing with Mr. Church. Max Drummer is basically taking his place when it comes to communicating with the Expendables. Barney blames himself for Caesar's injuries, so he decides to disband the team. He feels that him and his guys, in the words of Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon, are getting too old for this shit. So he completely, like I say, he disbands the team and he goes to Las Vegas. And upon his arrival in Sin City, he tracks down his friend Bonaparte. Bonaparte is a retired mercenary turned recruiter. And he's going to use Bonaparte here to help Barney find a newer, younger team. He's still going to go on this mission to get Stonebanks, but he doesn't want to use the people that he's known and trusted and used for all these years because they're getting too old. He doesn't want to be responsible if any of them dies. They end up enlisting a team which includes a former U.S. Marine, John Smiley, Thorne, a computer expert, Mars, a weapons expert, and Luna, a nightclub bouncer. There's also a skilled sharpshooter named Galgo, who tries to get enlisted. But Bonaparte just embarrasses him, which causes Barney to turn him down. Galgo is an older man, much like the rest of Barney's team, his previous team. So Barney's really not looking for someone that old to begin with. But apparently Galgo has been trying to get the attention of Bonaparte for a while, and Bonaparte just wants nothing to do with him. Barney and his new team rendezvous with Trench Masseur, Barney's old friend and rival. And Trench is there because he owes a favor to Barney. And they don't really say what the favor is due for, but I would assume it's from rescuing him in the previous movie. Max Drummer has tracked Stonebanks to Bucharest, where he is supposed to be making a huge arms deal. Barney and his new recruits infiltrate an office building that Stonebanks is using, and they capture Stonebanks, while killing a few men, including buyer Vatta, in the process. As the team transports Stonebanks, Conrad begins to taunt Barney, and he explains why he betrayed the Expendables. Stonebanks' men are able to track the team thanks to a GPS tracker. They fire a missile at the transport van. Barney ends up getting thrown into a river, while John, Thorne, Mars, and Luna all get captured. A retrieval team of Stonebankses comes to try to get Barney so that he can be captured as well. Barney kills that entire team. He's just not having any of it. Barney receives a video from Stonebanks with a challenge to come after him, and Stonebanks, cocky as he is, gives him his location in Asmenistan. As Barney is getting ready to leave and mount his rescue alone, he is found by Galgo, who once again offers his services. This time, Barney being alone, his new team having been captured, and feeling that he's burned bridges with his old team because he disbanded them, he accepts the services of Galgo. And as the two men get ready to deploy, Barney's old team shows up. Lee Christmas, Gunnar Jensen, Toll Road, and Dr. Death. All are there to show their support and lend their assistance to Barney. The men all band together to rescue the youngsters, only to learn that Stonebanks has rigged the place with explosives, with only 45 seconds until explosion. The two teams fight amongst each other until Barney convinces them to work together to take down Stonebanks. As the final battle begins, Thorne uses a jammer in order to delay the countdown. This gives them less than 30 minutes before detonation instead of 45 seconds. Stonebanks orders the Asmenistan army to attack the building with full force, including with tanks and helicopters. Drummer and Trench arrive on the scene in order to help, along with returning expendable Yin Yang, who we haven't seen since he took Dr. Zhao to China in the second film. Yin Yang has now been working with Trench. The two expendable teams, the vets and the rookies, work together and kill Stonebanks' men. Drummer lands on the building to evacuate the team, and as everyone gets to the chopper, Stonebanks attacks Barney. Barney and Stonebanks engage in hand-to-hand combat, and it's a very evenly matched fight. But Barney is able to knock Stonebanks down. Then they both reach for their guns. Stonebanks shoots, but Barney is able to get the better of him. Stonebanks questions Barney about delivering him to the International Criminal Court, but Barney shoots Stonebanks cold blood in response. Seconds after the death of Stonebanks, the batteries run out in Thorne's device, causing the building to explode and collapse in the process. The team makes it to Drummer in the helicopter, and they fly away to safety as Barney holds on to the copter from the outside. And as our film draws to its close, Caesar's recovering from his wounds, and the vets officially accept Galgo, John Smiley, Thorne, Mars, and Luna to the team as they celebrate their victory together at the bar. You know, this whole series has been action-packed, all-star cast, testosterone-filled, and just good fun. A good chunk of the series has been the actors involved not taking themselves seriously. And I think that's one of the things that really made this work for me, is that a lot of these actors have done some pretty goofy movies in the past. You know, you've got Schwarzenegger, who's done like Kindergarten Cop and Jingle All the Way. You've got Kelsey Grammer, who's been in X-Men, you know, who was Fraser Crane. You've got Wesley Snipes, who did Tu Wong Fu. You know, you've got Dolph Lundgren, who was He-Man in the Masters of the Universe movie back in the 80s. You've got Terry Crews, who, like I said, prior to the Expendables, I only knew him as Damon from Friday After Next. And in that movie, he's dancing around in his boxers to Tupac Shakur. Some of these guys have done some really goofy stuff. And the fact that they don't take themselves 100% seriously in this is one of the things that really endears me to it. Stallone throws his "get to the chopper" line out in here, like we've heard him say before in other movies. Just hilarious. And you can even see it on his face when he says it, like he can't believe he's doing it again, but he's doing it again. When they rescue Dr. Death, Wesley Snipes' character, and some of the guys are talking to him about what he was in jail for, he says tax evasion, which Wesley Snipes was in fact jailed for. So the fact that they throw that little nugget of real life into the character, like a character named Dr. Death, all the people that he's probably killed in his career, what did you go to jail for? Tax evasion. Really? Honestly, I do wish that Mr. Church had appeared in this one, Bruce Willis, but I loved the addition of Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is such a good, stoic action hero that he was one of the few to really play their character straight-laced, but you could still tell he was having fun. And fun is the key throughout all of these. When it comes to my rating for the Expendables 3, once again, just like the others, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars. I loved the addition of Ronda Rousey in this. You know, ever since I first saw her in the UFC, I've been a fan of her. I've First of all, I've thought that she was gorgeous, and then her skill set, her fighting ability is just amazing. Yes, I know she lost in the UFC, but still, like the whole presentation package about her, I've always just thought is so badass, and I just love Ronda. So being able to bookend these trilogies with people that have had WWE careers, I just thought was a nice little touch as well, because we had Stone Cold Steve Austin in the first one, Ronda Rousey in the third one. Where will the series go from here? Who knows? There's rumors of a fourth one, but there's been rumors for a fourth one for a while. I kind of wonder if the ship has sailed on a fourth one, because as old as the main actors were in these three, they're now like an additional 7 years older, because this was 2014. It's now 2021. Even if they entered production soon on it, it probably wouldn't be released until 2022. That's an 8-year gap. And as old as some of the guys are, I don't know. I think the ship may have sailed on doing a fourth one, but there is still talk about it. Don't forget to get out there on social media. Try and get those hashtags trending for me. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans.
We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today.
Make sure you do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network to get all your official merchandise from the Jeff Meacham Network, logo t-shirts, Meachamania, Talk Wrestling. Get you your merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Statboy Sports Bar, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, and so much more. Tomorrow, back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. Make sure you join me as we step away from the action-fueled bang bang shoot 'em up world, and we enter a world of family fun, a world of monsters. We enter Hotel Transylvania, starring Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Andy Samberg, Selena Gomez, Steve Buscemi, CeeLo Green, and so many others. Not going to want to miss that right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. Thank you guys for watching. All you people that have been commenting over here during the live stream, greatly appreciate you. All those that watch on demand, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment box below. As always, I will get back to you. Once again, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of my viewers, and I will see you guys next time.